At the end of Episode 1, Mace Windu and Master Yoda discuss the death of Darth Maul, and they correctly assume that he must have had an accomplice because there are always two Sith.
No more, no less.
But who could the other one be? And then the movie cuts to Palpatine like... But that is just one of many clues that Senator Palpatine is, in fact, the bad guy, Darth Sidious. The first clue is that they kind of look alike, not just physically, but in the way they carry themselves, the way they speak.
Chancellor has little real power.
Queen Amidala is young and naive.
Then there's the fact that Sidious's manipulation directly benefits Palpatine.
A surprise, to be sure, but a welcome one.
And the Jedi sense that the dark side clouds everything, especially when Palpatine is around.
Ah, hard to see the dark side is.
Also, he's taking a suspicious interest in Anakin.
We will watch your career with great interest.
But honestly forget all that, because even if you missed the clues, the actor playing Palpatine is literally the same man who played the Emperor in the original trilogy. So it doesn't get more obvious than that. George Lucas is not even trying to hide that Palpatine is fated to become the Emperor. There is no mystery here. It sounds strange today because we have grown used to the opposite approach, writers manufacturing mystery out of thin air. Like, who is this character, and this one, and what are the origins of that one? This kind of artificial suspense is called the mystery box, a storytelling strategy where the audience is hooked not by meaning, but by unanswered questions. The epidemic of the mystery box has taken over fantasy to such an extent that it seems genuinely surprising that the central mystery of the prequels, the true identity of Darth Sidious, wasn't hidden from the audience at all. So it raises the question of why would George Lucas do that? When he had every opportunity to milk the mystery, why would George Lucas cast the same actor in a move that seemingly destroys any real chance of suspense? But Lucas knew exactly what he was doing. Because what the prequels may sacrifice in mystery, they largely gained back in dramatic irony. You know when the audience knows something that the characters don't. Like when we see those insects enter Padme's bedroom to kill her in her sleep, and R2 misses it, and the Jedi are distracted, but we, the audience, see the insects crawl into the bed. Well, that is dramatic irony. On a larger scale, we know that Anakin will become Darth Vader, and we know the clones will eventually turn on the Jedi.
Execute Order 66.
We know Padme will die. All of that is dramatic irony. And this long list of foregone conclusions makes something very clear. Dramatic irony is in the nature of prequels. Because, by definition, since it's a prequel, we already know what must happen at the end. Let's compare this to the Rings of Power for just 1 minute. It is a prequel to The Lord of the Rings, and yet it often seemed reluctant to embrace dramatic irony. In many ways, that show appeared to resist its own nature as a prequel. Like, rather than saying, this place is Mordor, which would fill the audience with dread because we know what Mordor will become, instead they treated it like a twist. You thought it was the Southlands, but actually it's Mordor. Basically, the Rings of Power try to pretend that it's not a prequel. Rather than embracing the fact that the audience already knows what should happen, they tried to lose everyone in order to get some twists. In contrast, the Star Wars prequels contain almost no real twist. George Lucas chose to structure them like a classical tragedy, detailing the inexorable chain of events that leads to catastrophe. Palpatine being transparently Darth Sidious and fated to become the Emperor is part of that tragic inevitability. But what is great here is that Lucas did not eliminate mystery entirely, rather he placed it in a sweet spot. The adult fans of Star Wars, those who had seen the original trilogy and who are aware that Palpatine is the same actor as the Emperor, of course they know exactly what's going on. But children and casual viewers might miss it, so the mystery exists, but it isn't the engine of the story. The official reveal of Palpatine's identity comes in Episode 3, but it isn't treated like a twist.
Only through me can you achieve a power greater than any Jedi.
Palpatine reveals himself because he chooses to. He is in complete control of the narrative, just as he has been in control of nearly every major event in the prequels. And it is worth noting that, an hour before the reveal, he's already sitting in the Emperor's chair, instructing Anakin to execute Dooku and leave Obi-Wan to die. So at this point, even for children and casual viewers, the reveal that Palpatine is Darth Sidious is more a logical conclusion than a twist. So Palpatine owns the prequels in a way he never could have if Lucas had tried too hard to preserve the mystery of his identity.
They've finally given you an assignment.
And by removing the mystery, the audience is able to focus on the actually important themes of the prequels. Anakin is blinded by arrogance.
I have brought peace to the Republic.
Obi-Wan's caution might have saved the day had he managed to be more influential.
Be careful of your friend, Palpatine.
We see how the Jedi's rigidity contributes to their downfall.
Until caught, this killer is. Our judgment she must respect.
And ask Chancellor Palpatine to speak with her about this matter.
We see the entire mechanism that leads to the collapse of the Republic. In other words, the main themes of the prequels only work because we know who Palpatine really is. So George Lucas did not care about manufacturing artificial twists. Rather than obsessing over surprising the audience, he focused on telling the story he wanted to tell.
Thank you, Your Excellency.